Order luck.
What's up guys, my name is Order, welcome back to the channel, and in this video I will be teaching you guys how to have self-esteem, self-respect, motivation, and a strong willpower. So by the end of this video you'll be a lot harder working and you'll fear less. So let's get right into it.
And time don't wait for us. She says she ain't gonna wait for love.
So when we break it down to the basics, the most important thing to have strong motivation and self-respect is it comes down to faith. You gotta have faith in something, whether it's faith in God or faith in yourself. Me personally, I have faith in both. Now, if you don't like me using the word God, you can replace it with the universe, but when I say I have faith in God, I'm basically saying that I accept anything that comes to me. And when I say I have faith in myself, that means I believe in myself and I'm not willing to quit and I know I won't give up. Basically, I'm saying I'm letting fate take hold and I'm letting the universe guide me, and I'm also not going to fall into distraction or fall off my path in life. The thing with most people is they don't even care enough to start trying, or they're scared to try because they're scared they'll fail. If you believe you can't do anything, you won't do anything, but what really changed my perspective and brought me to where I am right now, to where I fully believe in myself and I know what I'm capable of, is looking at the facts of life. So the basic fact in life is that I have a free will. If I really wanted to, for any reason, I could just get up and run away from my entire existence, from my entire life I built up, and I could just fly across the globe and never be heard from again. That's free will. Because my life is in my hands, my life is in complete control. And what I've really realized is that who I am externally and on the outside and where I appear in my life, it is the sum of every single thought I've ever had. A man is truly the sum of all of their thoughts, and who they are as a character is a result of only them. And that's what it means to have free will, and that's why I personally choose to believe in myself, because what else am I supposed to do? The only option I have is to be my own enemy or my own best friend. So I choose to be my own best friend, to work with me, because I'm the only person that gets to know me. And I discussed this in a video when I talk about what it is like to hate and why people hate us. I don't accept hate anymore because I realize nobody knows anything about me. Nobody knows the trauma I've been through, the worst day of my life, and I also don't know the same for them. I don't know the trauma people have been through or the worst days of their life. Therefore, I truly cannot know someone, and someone can truly not know me. So because no one can know me except for me, I have no choice but to believe in myself, because that's the life I've been given. I've been given an opportunity, all right? Think of it like a video game, right? This is basically like Grand Theft Auto. People will spend months and years of their lives virtually leveling up a video game character. You know, people want to have the max stats, they want the best money, the best guns in the game, but when you look at reality, or what you consider reality, because let's be honest, that's a whole nother topic, but in this life we are given, you are doing the exact same thing. The only difference is in a video game, you can't fail. Worst case scenario, you lose the game, game over, you can restart and try again. But with life, you're only given one life. There's no guarantee for tomorrow anyway. You could die any minute. I could have a heart attack right now while recording this video. So what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to value that time, value that energy I've been given, and I get to use it for what I believe in, and I get to do what I want to do. That's the first step. If you want to be successful, you first need to truly realize that you have complete free will and no one can tell you otherwise. No one can take away your thoughts out of your head. Basically, your life is only in your control. So when you realize that you are given a good opportunity at this game of life, you need to take advantage of it. And I say this with humility because this can come off the wrong way for some people, but you don't got to look at other people as enemies or competition or NPCs, because honestly, when it comes down to the very, very basic, the truth is that you have to love yourself more than anything else in this world. You have to put yourself first, because no one is going to fix your problems from you.
Been after 4 weeks, 2 breaks first. Smoking leaf in the bridge, rolling paper.
Nobody is going to force you to wake up every day. Nobody is going to force you to shove food down your mouth so you can survive. Nobody is going to get you a girlfriend. Nobody is going to do any of this stuff. The only person that can do and make these changes is you. Nobody can just give you a six-pack. Nobody can give you $1 million. And so now that we've established that your life is in your control, you got to think about what you're doing with your life right now. Are you wasting it on meaningless stuff? Is that your true honor, and is that your true identity? If you're addicted to porn or drugs or whatever the case may be, is that what you want to be remembered by? Is that who you truly are?
Call me money, I still skate to her. Pretend my feet don't hurt so I can say.
And I'll tell you right now that most people are too scared to confront themselves, that they'd rather confront others. That's why we get people hating on each other, because instead of trying to make themselves stronger, they'd rather make others weaker. But I believe the best thing to do is make yourself stronger, because when you're stronger, you fear less, and when you fear less, you have more opportunities. And this goes on to the next thing that I want to talk about. How do you make yourself stronger? Well, the first thing I learned that made me a lot stronger is remembering that pain is finite. Pain is not infinite. So if you're training really hard at the gym and you feel your muscles aching and you don't know if you can do another rep, just remember that pain is finite. And when pain is infinite, that's death. So there is a threshold. A human can only experience a certain amount of pain until eventually they just die. So what does that tell you? That tells me that, for example, if I try and run a marathon, I need to remember that eventually it's going to hurt. I'm going to be struggling. I'm going to be suffering. I'm going to wish I never wanted to do any of this. But the moment it's done, give it a few hours or a day, and I will feel completely back to normal. And because I went through that pain, I know from firsthand experience that pain is finite, and that if you overcome it, you literally become stronger because you are able to accept and you are able to push the limits of what you thought weren't even possible. So what doesn't kill you truly does make you stronger. And this goes on to throughout history, all right? Biologically, we are programmed to try and evolve. That's what evolution is. And that's another thing because, for example, when I had a girlfriend and I was cuddling with her, she always asks me, where did you get that scar from? Where's that scar from? Because girls like seeing scars because that's a sign that you survived something dangerous. That's a sign you overcame a challenge or a struggle or some tribulation of some sort. Now, a lot of people in this day and age are so comfortable and they are so used to not suffering that the only thing they can do is to create their own suffering in their head. Their thoughts become their enemies. Their beliefs become the enemies. Now, if I look at the facts, and this is the most important thing I can do as a man, my most strongest and most firm belief is you have to look at the facts, and you have to accept the facts. Now, the facts are, for example, if you were born 500 years ago, you probably die at this age. You probably die in a war that you knew nothing about for no reason. You probably suffered. If you had any opinion outside of what was common, they'd probably kill you and stone you, all right? It's just a fact throughout history that majority of the world has been suffering. But in this day and age, that's not the case anymore. Nobody is really experiencing that type of suffering. Most of the suffering comes from social media, if I'm being honest. It comes from doubt. It comes from insecurity. It comes from anxiety and depression. Now, 1,000 years ago, I don't really even think there were such things as therapists. Yeah, they might have been a thing, but they definitely weren't programmed to something that we feel a need to. We feel like we need to talk to people. Now, I'm not against these type of tools, but when I look at the facts were I was probably going to suffer and die a horrible fate for no reason at all. But in this day and age, people are too scared for criticism. People are too scared to say the wrong thing. People are scared to fail. And I'll tell you right now, the only way you can fail is if you give up, because failure is in your hands right now. Nobody can change your thoughts. Nobody can make you think differently except for you. So how do I find motivation? How do I consider myself successful? Well, I just look at the facts. The two things I have are faith in God and faith in myself. I know the universe is not going to fail me. I know God and my fate and my destiny. Whatever happens, even if I lose everything, even if I suffer more than majority of people, even if the worst things on this planet happen to me, I know at the end of the day, it was supposed to happen. So what am I supposed to do? Roll over? No. There's no reason to roll over. I'm going to try and enjoy it the best I can. And I know myself, and I know I don't want to give up because I don't believe what other people tell me to believe. Now, you don't have to believe me either, but what I'm telling you right now, I believe is the key to self-confidence and honestly the key to purpose. And one of my favorite artists, Michael Jackson, said it best. He said, if you want to change the world, you got to look in the mirror first because it all starts with yourself. And I'm nowhere near perfect. I don't think I'll ever be perfect. I don't even think I'll ever even see a shadow of my perfect self. But who I am now, I wouldn't change it for anything because at the very end of the day, I love myself. And if you don't love yourself, you're just going to be alive. You're just going to be existing. You're just going to be like a tree or a rock. But just remember, guys, the earth's going to keep on spinning. But with that all being said, guys, I love you all so much. I pray for you. God bless you all. Have a blessed day.